Take one on channel 22. There are many things you can find a channel on. Maybe you look for a channel on a radio. Maybe you look for a channel on the TV. Out of all things, the one channel that terrified me was channel 22 on my walkie-talkie. If you have ever used a walkie-talkie, you may not know that there are channels on it. Some walkie-talkies have more channels than others. Some walkie-talkies don't have channels at all. Yet all can be received by the other end. There will always be a matching walkie-talkie. You cannot change this fact, for you cannot speak into a walkie-talkie and expect someone to hear you from no other end. I always wanted a walkie-talkie when I was a kid, and I got one for Christmas when I was 11 years old. There were 2 walkie-talkies. They were painted on camouflage. I loved camouflage. That's what I asked for Christmas. I thought there was only 2, and no one else could talk to me unless they had the other talkie. My brother lost his walkie-talkie on the airport on the way back home from Christmas, which kind of pissed me off. But to this day, I have not found it. I didn't think it was possible for someone to have brought it back home, for my house was an hour away from the airport. It was 2 days till New Year when we landed, and me and my dad planned to stay up with my friends and play video games till midnight. It snowed on the first day. Sadly, all the snow melted by New Year's Eve. At the party, we couldn't get any computers to work, and the Xbox couldn't run the games that we wanted. We also had a PlayStation 2, which was really old, so as expected, it wasn't that fun. Luckily, I brought my walkie-talkie, and my friend Moulet brought his 2 others. They were the same type, and they worked. His were bright yellow. That used to be my favorite color before I liked green. We kept trying to get computers online, but they just wouldn't work. We tried all night, but the only computer that worked was the laptop that we brought from my house. But only me, Moulet, and my brother were allowed to use it because my dad didn't trust anyone else. They came to the end of the party. Then came the end of the party. Me and my other friends decided to mess around with the walkie-talkies. We were just trying to listen in to funny conversations. Sad to say, we didn't find any. On channel 22, a man started to talk to us. I didn't want to get in trouble, but it was too hard not to talk to him. My brother started talking about video games. The man replied with a weird sentence. And I mean weird. He said, "I like dirty water too." He proceeded to tell us to meet him out front at 3 a.m. I'm not even kidding. 3 a.m. Isn't that the devil's hour? Moulet exclaimed. My mom rushed into the room. She heard the whole thing and she was not happy at all. She yelled at us and took the walkie-talkies away from us. Even Moulet's. We all decided that we should meet up in the front around 2:30 or so. I was really surprised that they didn't hesitate to say yes. Even a kid that was there named Daniel, who I didn't know very well. Before Moulet went out, he said that he was going to grab a gun. And we all met up in the front. I looked back through the window and I could have sworn my brother was still in bed. But he was standing right next to me. All of a sudden, a man came out. He had 2 guns in his hands. He didn't shoot, though. I really wish that's what he did. He ate one. He ate a frickin' gun. His teeth, they were huge and jagged. I looked behind me and all my friends, they just disappeared in the dust. Only Moulet stood there. I ran as fast as I could home. I heard Moulet shoot the gun at the terrible creature. It shrieked in pain. Then silence. When I got home, I went straight to bed. Lying there was hard. Harder than a math exam. Harder than steel. I woke up perfectly fine. I asked my brother why he ditched me. He didn't remember anything about it. I asked everybody, yet not a single person remembered. It was terrifying to know that my brother really was in bed that night. Everyone but me and Moulay. I asked my parents for the walkie-talkies back, but they didn't have them. Sure enough, I found them in my drawer. Well, it was just mine. I asked my parents about the party and why it didn't work. To my surprise, they didn't know what I was talking about. Now that I think about it, I never really did see Moulay after that. Thank you everybody for watching or listening. Please subscribe, leave a like. If there are any creepypastas you want me to read, email me. My email is in the description below. Or just post it in the comments if you're comfortable with that. Thank you.